What's going on, everyone? It's Nick the Brick Guy here. I'm super excited to get into our first ever mock review here on the YouTube channel. This is my Mysterious Travelers mock. I put this together a couple months ago, and we featured it in a couple of our Whatnot shows over the last couple months, but we haven't done a super detailed review of it yet. This is the Mysterious Travelers and their traveling caravan. Really excited to do this one in depth. We're going to go through the minifigures, we're going to go through the build, and all of the different aspects that make up the full 360 of this mock. I'm going to cover it all in depth for you guys. I'm really excited. I hope you guys enjoy this. Let's get into it. First off, let's do a 360 of this mock and cover some of the bigger elements, accessories, and kind of everything that goes into this mock besides the minifigures. We'll do the minifigures next. The main two elements of this mock are the base and then the carriage. So the base comes off of set 76989, the Tallneck, the Horizon Forbidden West Tallneck set, which came out a little while ago. It was a really, really tall, big set, but it had this really, really cool base, which is really, really awesome, and I utilized it for this mock. The second set that goes into this mock is set 41688, the Friends Magical Caravan. And that is that really awesome caravan build that you see that they are utilizing in this build. I will put both of the set numbers and names in the description of this video so you guys can find those sets if you're interested in looking for them. But those are the two big builds that make up the majority of this mock that I've created. Then there are plenty of additional elements that go into it. We'll kind of cover what's coming around here right now is the fireplace. The fireplace and the wood stool I put together from bulk pieces. The drinks that they're drinking there, those little cups of beer or whatever you want to call it, are actually from Harry Potter. They're out of the Harry Potter minifigure series. Those are butterbeer. And there was both a Hermione and a Ron figure that utilized those. I think that they are slowly branching out in LEGO and utilizing that piece a little bit more. We've seen it in a couple different colors now, but that is where I pulled those from. This bag here that has the little stitching on it came from the Wolf CMF. I'm going to cover that now only because I don't have the Wolf CMF figure in the minifigure lineup that we're going to cover a little bit later, so we'll just kind of cover that now. The horse we pulled from, I think, Build-A-Fig. I think we had purchased that from Build-A-Fig along with a bunch of other horses. So that came from there. And then we have some other smaller elements throughout. We have some animals, some creatures. You can see a chameleon inside of the caravan. That chameleon came off of the bookshop set, the Creator Bookshop set, which I will also put in the description of the video. And that covers most of the bigger elements throughout. There are a couple additional accessories that I put in there. And those accessories, you can kind of switch out at your leisure. There's some smaller ones that, you can mix and match if you want. The girl inside here has Jack Sparrow's compass, which is a fun little addition. We have that music sheet right in front of the musicians. That music sheet comes off of an advent calendar from Harry Potter, but there are quite a few different music sheets that you could utilize if you're trying to recreate that. This one printed teacup is pretty unique and comes off of Professor Trelawney, again out of the Harry Potter minifigure series. I'm actually kind of surprised we utilized a lot of different areas of pieces for this mock. I didn't realize how much went into it as I was building it, which is pretty awesome. It's great to see so many different areas coming together into one big build. That covers most of the aspects throughout the build. Some of the plants I just pulled from bulk. We have quite a few different plants to pull from here at the store. And yeah, there's a cricket build in there. Forgot about that. There's a cricket build as well as the time turner for Hermione is sitting up on their storage shelf inside of the caravan, which is pretty cool. Just some cool gold and shiny elements that add to the mock. Next, we're going to go into the minifigures. A lot of really cool parts used to create the 6 minifigures that go into this mock. I utilized both new and old figures from both CMF, Ninjago, and a couple other areas. So we'll go through those. I have 9 minifigures off to the side here that created most of the parts that go into these. There are a couple parts that came from Pick-a-Brick and a couple other sources, but we'll cover these 9 figures, and I'll touch on a couple of the other elements as well. First off, I want to start off with the figure that inspired a majority of this MOC. It's kind of the figure that I pulled the most parts from in order to create this, and it definitely was a huge inspiration. So this is from the new Dungeons & Dragons series. This is the elf musician, or whatever they called it. Some pretty awesome parts used on this figure. We have 4 parts that I utilized for a majority of these figures. So the torso, the legs, and the musical instrument, as well as the scarf, are utilized on a couple of the minifigures throughout this MOC. You can see here, over here, he's got the scarf. He has the scarf as well. Some of the pants are used on some of these. And then her over here as well has the torso, which is pretty awesome. So that was definitely a huge inspiration for this MOC. A big part of the creation on this one. Another huge inspiration, which is a new figure that came out in the Series 27 minifigures. This is the Pirate Quartermaster. And you can see the bird already up here that we utilized as a nice little addition to the carriage. But the torso, as well as the arms, were utilized on many of these figures throughout the MOC, which is pretty awesome. Since we're talking about arms, I used multiple rolled up sleeved elements, both on this one and the girl over here. Now, the sleeved elements, although they look very similar, are slightly different. So we utilized 2 rolled up sleeved elements from both the Newspaper Boy and an earlier CMF. Now, although these look very similar, they are slightly different, and so they create just a slight variance in the look. And, just create that MOC, uniqueness a little bit more, if that makes sense. Moving on, we have the Swordsman from an earlier series. This one I didn't utilize a ton off of, but I did utilize the pants for one of the figures just to get a little bit of variance in color. And although I might switch that one out in the future, I do like how it kind of changes up the pants a little bit, because there is a lot of brown throughout the pants in some of these characters. I'll pull out 2 figures, again, from the collectible minifigure series. These I utilized for both of the hats. 2 hats that you see, both on this guy and the girl over here. There is a similar hat used on the guy carrying the wood here, but this one is from Barbossa. It is in black, and it is not in brown, which is only used on one figure, Captain Barbossa, out of Pirates of the Caribbean, which I don't have with me, but that is where that hat comes from, if you're curious. And there's just 2 other figures I want to touch on here that make up some of these awesome torsos. And one of these is actually a new addition. But we have a Ninjago as well as a Monkey Kid fig here. Oh, sorry, not Monkey Kid. This is from the Chinese New Year Festival set, one of the new sets that just came out, and they're utilizing that awesome new green color, which I thought was great. So we added that to this figure here just recently, which just creates a little bit more variance between the torsos, and I really, really like it. And then we have that Ninjago figure there as well, which we utilize on 2 torsos here. That is a majority of the figure parts that we utilize throughout these figs. There are a couple different elements that we didn't highlight, some of which are the waist cape over here on this girl. That waist cape comes off of a Simpsons fig, Simpsons series fig. And I think that covers most of it. The only couple things we didn't touch on are the capes. Sorry, let's touch on the capes real quick, because those are awesome. We have some capes out of Disney. I'll pull this guy up real quick. You can see we have a cape there, and that cape comes off of, I believe, Anna from Disney, which is really, really cool. And then up here we have a Ninjago neck piece used. We have the hoodie piece used from the Monkey Kid. From Monkey Kid, sorry, not Ninjago. So some really awesome pieces. It comes together really nice. You got a lot of figures that go into these, 9+ figures that go into these, and I really, really like how it came together. If you choose to make one on your own, you can totally switch up and, you know, mix and match those parts, and it really creates your own mysterious travelers. So that has definitely been the minifigure review. Let's move on. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this mock review. If you did, please let me know down in the comment section below, and I will make more of these videos for you guys in the future. If you guys have any questions about any of the part usage or anything that went into this build, you can definitely let me know down in the comment section as well. Make sure to follow us on Whatnot and tune into our Whatnot shows, as well as follow us on Instagram. You can find our page at Nick the Brick Guy, as well as Bam Madison. We stream from the store many times a week as well. So make sure to follow those. We will see you guys all in the next video. Have a great day. Take care, everybody.